right, it is 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. It is time for In the Garden with Carol Ann. 79 degrees, by the way, right now, and there's a 40% chance we'll see some rain sometime today.
Oh, you could say that between now and about October.
I know. It's a beautiful thing about being an amateur weatherman in Florida.
Yeah, that's true. You can be,
You can say the same thing.
You got certain months, it's just, hey, there's a 50-50 chance of rain from now through.
That's always the way. Just say it that way, yeah.
Yeah, you might get wet. Or, what are they saying, 40% chance? So 4 in 10 people are going to get wet today.
4 in 10 people in 40% of the covered area.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I know. It's a confusing formula. When you have it explained to you, it's like, what?
Yeah, so your odds are going down or something, or
when it's the only time it's really a good.
When it's saying 100% chance.
Since it's 100.
If it's raining, I'll be standing there and the weather thing will be on. Go 90% chance of rain. Go no, it's 100%ing right now.
Right. So do you feel any older?
Nah.
Well, happy birthday anyway.
Thank you.
Did you get any cake?
No, I didn't.
You need some cake.
Oh, I know. I had to,
Robin, we need to get a cake.
Need to get a cake.
Let's have the cake in there. We can get a cake.
I don't know why I didn't get any cake yesterday. I should have bought myself some.
Was yesterday your birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was yesterday. So
it seems like so long ago. You know what it is? I get up so early.
Right. The days are different.
That I think I probably posted happy birthday when I first got up.
I think you did. Yeah, you were you were the first one, and I think there was somebody else right about the same time. But then again, I was up at 4 a.m. too, so I saw it. So.
Oh, you saw the rocket ship taken over. Actually,
yes, I did. I saw that
too, right?
the SpaceX. Yeah, and the video you did was fantastic. I had actually just pulled into work. I had seen a mention of it on the news. While I'm getting ready for work, and I pull in the parking lot at work, and I look at, that's right, the rocket, and there it was. It was like, wow,
neat.
So it was cool.
I had never from here. From this far away, I've never seen the rocket visible that long.
Or that well. That was fantastic.
Very clear,
we used to see the shuttle go up, but you had to get in certain vantage points to see it real good. And even then, it was iffy.
But maybe a minute at the most.
Yeah.
Back, I don't remember seeing it this long ever.
Right. That was,
So I have a theory about this. Either that or when it's separated from the boosters, maybe I was actually following the booster.
No. The booster was coming off. I mean, you'd see the flash and that end of that thing was where it was still going forward. You were just seeing, and it could be to the fuels that they use today a little different. Yeah. So who knows if we get a better view.
So the other
thing, that was cool.
The other thing, which has more to do with what you talk about, is we went to Rainbow Springs.
Right.
Saw a snake. Which I videotaped that also, and I'm still not sure what it was. I had a few people trying to guess at it.
I didn't really look at the video on the snake.
And then also I took a picture with my little app that's supposed to identify plants,
right?
And I don't think it did. I don't think it got it right.
What do you think it said? But I mean, it's a ginger of some kind. I think I had. It's not on this. I don't know why it's not on here. Because I was thinking it looks a bit like a red button ginger, but it's actually a spiral ginger, red button ginger.
Yeah,
it might be spiral.
But there was a whole bunch of them.
Yeah,
just looking exactly like that with a little red flower
on the top.
Well, when I say little, about the size of like a fancy wine glass.
Oh,
yeah.
That's bigger than that, then.
Yeah, it's a little bigger than what you're showing me with your fingers, But here's the close-up of it, I guess.
Okay.
If that helps for the listeners.
Well, that's I think what I'm looking for. Yeah, looking at on here.
But see, this app didn't tell me what it was. If I hit the thing.
It may have given you the.
Let me tell you what it says, because I just did it again. It says most probably a Philippine evergreen, which I don't think that's it.
No.
Because I looked up Philippine evergreen and it doesn't look like that at all.
No. And I would have thought it might have given you.
It says it might also be a spiral ginger.
Spiral ginger would be. Yeah, which gives you quite a classification. That's the spiral ginger,
but the leaves don't look the same, right?
There's different varieties of it.
Okay.
So it's just one of those.
I don't know. Here's the thing: is the people who run this app, right?
Right.
They say thank you for contributing to the app by sending us the confirmation of what this is.
Well, right. Right. If you're trying to,
I mean, if
you don't know, if you're using it to identify a plant that you are not sure about,
right.
How can you confirm that they are correct?
Or what if I think I'm right?
Yeah. Right. Right.
And then I say, yeah, that's a sparrow. Because remember we had this conversation about sparrows and some other bird?
Yeah.
And I was calling them sparrows all my life. I don't know. What do I know about birds and flowers and all that stuff?
Let's see. I'm trying to get... It's funny. I put in gingers, and I got a whole bunch of people with red hair.
Isn't that funny? I think that started with Gilligan's Island.
No, I think it started with what? Harry?
Harry? The prince?
Yeah. There we go. I think I found it. Yeah, I think I found it. But that was just kind of funny. Yeah, I put in gingers, and that's what I got. Yeah, here's the flowering kind. Here's what we're looking for. But yeah, I mean, there are so many. I mean,
Oh my gosh!
You know, yeah. how many photos of gingers? Now some of these obviously are duplicate, triplicate, quadruplicate, whatever, and we get the few gingers in the photos too.
The human gingers,
right? Yeah. And a doggy too, apparently. But yeah, there's a lot of different gingers out there, and they're all beautiful, all great plants for shade or morning sun type locations. Most of them, I don't really think they'd want that hot afternoon sun. Though somebody will tell me that yes, there's too fine in it, but to me, hey. I wilt in the hot afternoon sun. I'm sure most of those will too. The shade lovers.
There you go. All right, we have a phone call.
Great.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Oh, good morning.
Morning.
Is this the birthday girl?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
I have a question about the Bonnie Cubanelle peppers.
Okay.
Last year I bought a pepper plant that had the Cubanelle in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little teeny 6-pack.
Okay.
They ended up being bananas. So this year I bought the bigger ones with the Cubanelle. Oh, those are the best peppers I've ever had.
Okay.
My gosh, those are big. Ugly looking, but they're good. But my question is, I seem to find when I'm going to look for those peppers, they're only available in late March for about 30 days. And if you don't buy them in that span, they're not available anymore. But even today they have lots of peppers, but no Cubanelles.
But most of the ones you're finding right now, I think, are all hot peppers that are out.
Right.
Yeah, that are out there right now. And I think maybe the Cubanelle prefers that early spring, and then I'm not sure how well yours are producing right now. If they slow down here on the summer, let it slow down, just keep it going, and in fall they'll kick back up.
Oh, they're going strong now.
Okay. But the little ones you had gotten never actually became the Cubanelle. They were the long, skinny banana pepper.
Yeah, what you had told me last year was maybe someone put
the tag in the
wrong pot,
yeah.
And that's what happened. Yeah,
happens.
But they were still good. But
sure, that's not what you were looking for.
Right.
When the good Cubanelle is a fantastic frying pepper. They're just great. Yeah. They are.
Sauteed onions and peppers on a grilled sausage.
Oh yeah, that or with a good steak, one or the other.
And Larry, I wanted to tell you thank you very much for the tickets to that Phantom show, that scary one.
Oh, nice. Did you like it?
And I met Joe on the way out, so that was
neat. Oh, nice.
Cool.
Nice.
Okay, well, thank you for the info, and you all have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Right, bye-bye.
Yeah, I wish we had that kind of thing more often.
Yeah.
It's nice that we have things passing through Ocala. Right?
Oh yeah, that just come through for a night or 2 nights kind of thing. Yeah. But as he was saying with the peppers and things like that, you're finding a few things, and that does happen. And it's happened to me in the past. It's happened to other family members where you go and you buy. There for 1 year, there was like little 3 or 4 packs that you could buy, and so you weren't getting quite as many of. You want a variety in your garden. You don't want just the bell peppers. So necessarily having a 6-pack of bell peppers was too many. You'd want maybe 2 or 3 bell and 2 or 3 Cubanelle, a couple jalapeno, maybe some banana, and you'd get a couple packages. Well, mine actually happened on tomatoes, and you thought you were getting, a Better Boy or Big Boy and a Roma and some cherry tomatoes, and no, come to find out that 2 out of 3 of those 6-packs were cherry tomatoes.
Oh, no.
That's a lot of cherry tomatoes because the sweet 100s grow like grapes down a stem,
Really?
and you each little stem, each time you go out and pick some, you're getting like a double handful.
Nice.
And if
That
you've
sounds
got
good,
12 or
actually.
15 plants, it's going, oh my goodness,
Too
what am I
many,
going to
huh?
do
Yeah.
with all of these? Because they have a tendency, the sweet 100s or the sweet millions are best eaten plain. To try to cut them and put them into, say, a pasta salad or another salad, they're so sweet, it almost ruins the salad. I did that one day. To me, it was just too sweet in there. Those were meant to be just on the side, just pop them like you'd be eating grapes.
Can I tell you the secret to a great Vidalia onion?
Get them from Vidalia, Georgia.
Okay, I'm just telling you this.
Okay.
I really don't know what I'm talking
Okay.
about. But we went to the beach.
Okay.
So Robin made sandwiches the night before, and she cut Vidalia onions, put them on the sandwich, and put them in the saran wrap, and put them in the fridge.
Okay.
So now they're marinating all night long.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's where the flavor. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. It was.
that it was sliced, and the
Everything tasted
everything
Vidalia onionish.
oniony, yeah. But a nice sweet onion
Oh my
flavor.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Forget about the turkey and cheese that was also on the
Oh,
sandwich.
on there, right. That just helped boost up the flavor of the onion.
The turkey and cheese was the condiment.
Right. Okay.
The
okay,
onion
so-
became the
became
sandwich.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually enjoyed an onion as much.
As much as that. Well, look at there. Now you learned how to make an onion taste even better.
And maybe I actually for the first time experienced the Vidalia as opposed to the other onions. Because here's what happened. I'll tell you what happened. I went to the grocery store, and I didn't have a basket or one of those little things, and I started picking up more than I realized. And I said, "Oh man, I should have got a basket."
Right.
So then when I went to the onions, I think, "Oh gosh, I don't want to go one of those plastic bags. I'll just get this bag.
I just grab a bag of
It's
onions.
already packed."
Right. There's plenty in here.
And
It'll
then
last me for
And later on, I noticed it said Vidalia. And I said,
Okay.
"Oh, okay."
That nice sweet onion, yeah. There. And that's actually, and it's funny because here it is at the time of, with my birthday and all, that one year, my sister-in-law, and this sounds like a very strange birthday gift, but I got a 5-pound bag or 10 pounds of Vidalia onions from Vidalia, Georgia. She had been up there, passed through a roadside, right, from the farm kind of thing.
Good. That sounds
and
great. Yeah.
I mean, we had peppers and onions, with like I said, with sausages and with steaks and just sliced on,
Nice.
sandwiches and in salads and fried onion rings. It was just like, that was one of the best, that was one of the best gifts, nice big bag of Vidalia onions.
So do you ever eat onions, like just onions? Like you don't eat them like an apple, do you?
No, I don't. No, I know people who have.
Yeah, see, I don't
but
think I
again,
could do
it
that.
would be one of the sweet onions, not the.
But I think
not
the idea
Spanish.
of it sitting all night long is what made the I don't know.
Well, and you know what else is? Well, and of course you can do this. With your fresh cucumbers out of your garden, your fresh tomatoes out of your garden, is slice the onion, and the Vidalia is going to be best nice and thin. So it's not going to become overpowering. Make the little ringlets in. Slice up your cucumbers in there and throw Italian dressing in and let that sit. And then throw some tomatoes in there and just that as a salad.
Oh, it's a salad.
Just,
yeah.
just,
I think that's what they do in here.
Yeah, the cucumbers and onion salad. They'll call it, but I like it with little tomatoes too. Just make a little more of a.
I think they have all three. At Sabaro's in here.
Oh, okay.
The Italian restaurant?
Yeah.
All right, we went overboard.
Ooh.
We got to take a little break. We'll be right back. If you want to call in, you're welcome to be part of this conversation. Carol Ann volunteers her time each week to do this, so we thank her for that, as we also thank you for participating. So if you want to call in, the number is 622-9622. It doesn't have to be a question. You might want to just say, hey, I'm growing something from a seed.
There you go.
And I ate the apple, and there it is.
Need some help.
We'll be right back.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
Hey! Hey folks, next time you come to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, be sure to check out their genuine, old-timey greenhouse. Inside, you'll find hundreds of bloomers and succulents, plus accessories for your yard or garden, including those bird bath fountains, pottery, garden flags, and those nifty wind chimes, all at prices 10 to 20% off. We promise it's worth a trip to the greenhouse. Then check those dogwood azaleas just in and priced at a record low $2.99. And don't forget the BOGO and crepe myrtles. Now listen to this. All shade trees, buy one at Bob's low price and get one for half price for a limited time only. Check the ad, then head on over to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street, Ocala, daily till 4:30, Saturdays till 3, in the same blooming place since 1952.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Our tractor services include bush hog, disking, front-end loader, box blade, and stump grinding. We also have zero-turn mowers for the smaller paddocks, aisleways, fence rows, and lawn care. Fence row spraying is also available for weed control. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440, or online at powellgene, G-E-N-E, at yahoo.com. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Howdy folks, RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
AgPro will get you equipped for anything with a John Deere 5045E utility tractor. At only $159 per month, you can add the perfect attachment to dig it, plow it, grade it, anything. Request a quote at agproco.com and get equipped for anything. Offer ends 4/30/18, subject to approved installment credit with John Deere Financial. 20% down payment required. Taxes, freight, setup, and delivery charges could increase monthly payment. See dealer for details.
All right, 23 minutes after 9 o'clock, 81 degrees, believe it or not, already, and there is a 40% chance we'll see rain today. Let's return now to Carol Ann Baldwin. You're in the garden with Carol Ann, and the phone line is open if you want to be part of the show. 622-9622 is the phone number.
Hey, yeah, and if anybody gets the Star Banner on the weekends and the gardening page in there was an interesting article that Maxine, our Master Gardener Coordinator here, had written on ticks. You know, and we've talked about ticks before around here. Yeah, ticks are nasty. There's been, some news on some stuff. We worry about you hear about the Lyme disease, or what was it, the tick paralysis and things like that. And all of those things are real and something to be, concerned about. Or, with us, we unfortunately can have, ticks nearly year round, and they can be a problem nearly year round only because we're out of doors much more of the year when they are, in a northern state, those ticks may be buried in the snow and dormant until the springtime. Unlike for us, where they can be out at any time. We don't have as big of an issue with the ticks that are going to spread the Lyme's disease. I mean, it can happen, but it's not near as prevalent. But some of the other ticks can be an issue. We all know, like the brown dog tick is one and can vector a couple of different diseases and things like that. If you're going to be out and about, you're camping, you're taking trips out into more wooded areas and things like that, use the repellents. Be aware.
Absolutely.
Be aware. Learn how to remove that tick. You have to get that mouth part out of the skin in order for it to not, cause a secondary infection. not just whatever they, possible. And check if children and each other, just, buddy up, stop every so often and look. It might not be the most fashion statement, but the old tube socks from the 70s kind of thing, the white athletic socks that pull way up, those will help you spot them if they're climbing up, because the white the insect on there. Tucking pant legs in. I know nobody wants to wear long pants this time of year, but if you're wearing the long socks and maybe spraying your shoes and socks with a repellent, and yes, I know a lot of people do not like DEET, but it is proven as an effective repellent for things like that. If you're putting it on your shoes and socks, you're not necessarily spraying it on your person. And other garments or whatever. So be out there, and again, and those same repellents are going to help you with mosquitoes as well. There's some and this time of year we have a big issue with mosquitoes, and they're in the news. We're talking about the eastern equine. I thought it was here in Marion County. Maybe I'm wrong. I heard it on the news last night, I think, where there's been a couple of cases, really? But it's been in horses, a horse and a donkey, I think, would have been affected so far. But it's not impossible for something like that to infect humans or to become a larger problem in the horse industry. And so if you have horses or, are within that industry, precaution needs to be taken.
So I don't know if this is the best way, and I don't even know if I've told you this before, but I had a family acquaintance, a distant relative, I guess. I went to their house one time in my life.
Okay.
And they had guinea hens out in the yard.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason they had the guinea hens is because they had a problem in their yard with ticks.
Yes.
And they say the guinea hens
will just eat them. They will just eat them up. They enjoy consuming the ticks.
I would be afraid that eventually they wouldn't be anything for them to eat if that's all they eat, right?
No, they eat more than that, but that's sort of one of those special little treats.
And they see them, huh? The guinea hen can actually see the tick.
They can see,
in the dirt.
Grass
wow.
Well, it's in the grass and things like that, and because there can be, if you're in an area that really has a bad issue with ticks, there'll be several on like a tall grass and things like that, and. So they will see, they'll see them going along. But what was it? I think they were saying that it's the brown dog tick. I got to get the right.
Brown dog tick.
The brown dog tick versus the American dog tick.
What?
The brown dog tick is the one that can actually, or many times can become a problem inside the home, that they get carried in and drop off on, from the pet or whatever,
really?
and you start to have a problem. That one is more prevalent as an issue in the home. The American dog tick is one that's it's an outside tick, not generally found, becoming a problem in the home or anything like that. Being ticks are more closely, more of an arachnid, they can many times be difficult to eradicate. So make sure whatever, if you're looking for something to treat, maybe the perimeter of the yard, if you're not looking to, if you're concerned about treating the yard itself because of children or pets, treating the perimeter of the yard to prevent them from coming in, realizing that other animals that cross into your yard are also carrying them. It's not just it's not that they're just there. Sometimes they get dropped off by other animals that cross through. But if you are treating the yard, because you have pets, because you have children, realize you can do these kind of things late in the evening to where the product is down, it's been properly watered in, or if you're using it as a liquid, just allowed to dry, temperature, sunlight, all of those kind of things, and time, break down these chemicals to prevent them from being on the surface of your skin and things like that.
I hate ticks.
Yeah.
Ticks I hate.
Yeah,
I don't like fleas either.
No, fleas aren't too good either.
I don't like mosquitoes either.
No.
What else do I like? Wasps. I'm not too big of a fan.
Wasps are good guys, though, even though they hurt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, we are up against the break, so let's take that break. We'll be right back. Carol Ann will be here another half hour, so if you want to call in, please feel free to call in. The number is 622-9622, whether it's a question or just to say howdy or happy birthday. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. Food and supplies have been brought to a boys soccer team in Thailand found stranded in a flooded cave system. As for a rescue plan, U.S. Air Force Captain Jessica Tate tells Sky News.
They've been isolated, dark, no food. There's not only like physiological considerations, but probably psychological considerations.
The 12 kids and their coach may end up having to swim out with guides and diving equipment or wait weeks for the rainy season to end. They've been trapped since June 23rd. Another member of the Trump administration is confronted at a restaurant. A teacher named Kristen Mink telling EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt having lunch in Washington.
I just wanted to urge you to resign.
The good of the environment and the country, she says. She was holding her 2-year-old son while her husband recorded video that she posted on social media. Pruitt said nothing. White House spokeswoman Sarah Sanders was kicked out of a restaurant in Virginia last month. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Pros in the know start with Lowe's, because at Lowe's, pros save money on the tool brands they rely on, job after job. Now you can get up to 30% off select DeWalt power tools and accessories, like a DeWalt 20-volt combo kit with drill driver, impact driver, reciprocating saw, work light, and 2 20-volt max lithium-ion batteries. A $399 value for just $249. So, pro, now that you know, start with Lowe's. Offer valid through July 9 while supplies last. See store for details.
Next, you're holding up the line, ma'am.
What did you say?
You're next in line for the water slide, ma'am. Feet forward and enjoy the ride.
Okay, dearie, this does look fun. Whee! You melted me. I've melted.
The Wicked Witch of the West on a water slide? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much you could save by switching to Geico.
See what you've done. Oh!
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
We all know that sound means there's going to be some need for collision repair work, and soon. What you may not know is that it's your choice where to have that collision work done, not the other guy's insurance company. Because your vehicle is much more than just transportation. It's like a family member. So don't bring it to just any chain collision center. Bring it to Lyle's Collision Service. When it comes to getting your vehicle back to 100%, you can count on Lyle's Collision Service. They're not some fly-by-night chain company. They're a family-owned and run collision center with over 33 years of experience. Working with collision repairs and vehicle restoration, Lyle's Collision only uses quality parts and doesn't take shortcuts like some other companies. They take pride in getting the job done right and in a timely manner. They specialize in insurance claims, and they strive to get your vehicle back to you as soon as possible. So the next time you hear this, remember, it's your choice, and the choice is clear. Lyle's Collision Service.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. A project to build a coastal connector extension to the Suncoast Parkway has been postponed indefinitely, according to a state transportation official. A large alligator trapped a 15-year-old girl in a tree for more than a half hour before being shot dead by a deputy in Lake County. Florida prosecutors say they are seeking the death penalty for a 56-year-old Minnesota woman who was accused of killing her husband and a Florida woman before leading authorities on a cross-country manhunt. The families of the 17 victims killed in the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School shooting will each receive $400,000 from a $10.5 million fund. 18 of the injured survivors will receive $1.63 million. NASA's Dawn spacecraft is sending back incredible close-up photos of the dwarf planet Ceres, and 4th of July celebrations begin this evening and run through the upcoming weekend. Local celebrations will be in Williston and Gainesville today, and in Ocala, Denellen, Micanopy, and on top of the world tomorrow. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Attention WOCA listeners. Do you or someone you know have an outgoing personality with great organizational skills? Well, WOCA is looking for a few good people to join our marketing reps team. You get to meet other great people and business leaders in our community. WOCA Radio offers flexible schedules, great income potential, and some really great fringe benefits too. So if you enjoy talking to people and getting paid to do it, this may be the right choice for you. Apply within or send your resumes to careers@WOCA.com. Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
And now read Ocala Downtown Newspaper online.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. 82 degrees. Let's return now to Carol Ann Baldwin in the Garden with Carol Ann. If you'd like to call in on the show, you are invited to do that. The number is 622-9622.
82 degrees?
82, yeah.
Well, that jumped up in less than a half hour. It was 79 when you started.
Yeah.
I know.
And what heat index is what? It's probably still going to run up there to like 102 today by the end of the day.
No, with all this heat, and then the humidity, and the heat, and the humidity, and then the rain, and the humidity, which gives the rain. How's that affecting the plants?
The plants, not quite so much. I mean, the heat during the, before the rains, you'll start to see them wilt. Because it's just that hot. The humidity part of it isn't really that big of a deal.
They absorb it?
They can absorb it. They can process some of that.
Us.
And of course, we just wilt. Like I would say, 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the sunshine, I'm wilting. So are your plants. So just let them, once it cools down, we're all feeling a little better. But the plants that are growing right now, like the annuals and things like that, they like the heat.
Oh, annuals, annuals.
But
I always got that confused.
That's why, like, say, the little pansies and petunias and stuff that we had in December, January, February are gone because they can't handle the heat, the humidity, the rain, and that. So they die off. And we plant.
She does it too, and they die off.
Yeah.
Sound effect.
That's it.
That's her own Foley.
But the ones that we have in the ground now, your salvias, marigolds.
Those are annuals?
Those are annuals.
See, I always got that, Larry. When they said annuals, they die.
It's one annual.
Yeah, one. I was annual. Oh, it's gonna come back. No. Perennials come back.
Perennials come back.
What? I always got that.
Yeah, annuals, perennials, and then you can get biennials, but we won't. Yeah, that's more of a like.
And when they want to grow, they grow like evergreens.
That's the kind Elton John likes, right?
But boom. Everybody's in the mood today. Like this, this rain, this heat, and the humidity.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta almost cut the grass twice a week, almost.
It is this time of year. That's why. That's again why I tell people don't fertilize your yard because all
you're gonna grow.
Why would you want to make it grow any faster? That rain comes down on the ground, throwing nitrogen on the ground anyway, making that grass grow. So we don't need.
But with the grass, okay, now you have the grass, and then you got all the bare spots.
Bare spots, you can take care of those using something like the black velvet or lawn soil or something like that. Compost and just rake it in there like patch and plaster.
No, this is another stuff I've seen. I don't know if it's any good. You could tell me if it's not. You put the hose on it, you screw it at the bottom, and it
sprays out seed.
But green is supposed to.
Yeah, it's dyed. So that you can see where it's going, and
see where it's going, and then it's supposed to adhere better.
But none of those are seed really for us. There might be Bermuda, but why? Bermuda, unless you really want to.
I got that crawling grass.
You have St. Augustine. You have St.
Augustine. It looks like.
It's St. Augustine.
It doesn't grow like regular grass straight up. It crawls and then it grows.
Yeah, St. Augustine.
That's St. Augustine. Mm-hmm. That's the one that likes to crawl across my damn driveway.
Right, it'll get up into flower beds.
That's a pain. And boy, when you go to pull it, I mean, it's like you pull everything else with it.
Yeah, you get down the line and then cut it off. Yeah.
This stuff is so hard, Larry and Carol. I went with my weed whacker. I guess you call it a string weed whacker. And it ran out of juice before I could finish because it was taking so much cutting all the damn grass.
Oh man!
I mean, what do you call it when you go across? Edging with it.
Edging with it, yeah.
I got like halfway through it, and they go, I'm dead. And the thing usually lasts about an hour. It was like, not this time. You
wore me out.
I did. I wore it out, and it was like.
But yeah, that's.
I'm glad I wore long pants too. Boy, that thing wet. Oh wow! Oh, that hurts.
Yeah. I'm getting over poison ivy because of weed whacking with it. Yeah, with
you didn't wear long pants, did you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. The master gardener here knows all this stuff.
I had gloves on.
Oh, good.
Carol, you do have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yes, good morning, and happy birthday, Carol Ann.
Thank you.
Oh, it's your birthday. That was yesterday, right?
Yeah. It was yesterday, yeah. What's up?
Yeah, one day late. But I was going to say, I wish my birthday was in summertime because my birthday was on September 5th. That was always a lot of times the first day of school up north.
Oh, yeah.
You just like ice cream. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Seeing you were talking about ticks before, I always like to remember my poor neighbor next door a couple of Christmases ago. They had ticks in a live Christmas tree that was in the house, and he noticed them on the presents crawling around. And of course, they had to take the tree down and that before Christmas, and have the house treated and the yard treated, and the dog was foamed and everything else. So you got to be a little careful with ticks in your Christmas trees, I guess.
Wow. Now was that here?
Yeah, here.
Wow.
Right next door to me.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts to, because I guess they were probably dormant wherever the tree, unless they had a Florida Christmas tree, I'm not sure, that they were dormant on that tree when the tree was harvested, and then once that tree came up to room temperature, boom, they hatched out. And
I think Christmas trees come from Georgia, don't they?
It depends. I mean, it depends on where you're getting them from. The trees that, the only ones I know of where they come from, at least last year, ours at Lowe's came from Canada. And they were cut in the snow. They were cut on a Saturday, and we received them by Wednesday. So they were not cut and stored. They still had snow in the back of that truck on the transport to get them. Or you look and the water's just dripping out of the back of the truck from the ice melt. So
there's a lot of places down here that you go and cut your own tree down. Would you have to be a little bit careful?
Yeah, you would. But then again, usually those kind of places I would think would be using the precautions on things like that, just because they work out in those areas to trim and shape those trees throughout the growing season. If you're actually going to a tree farm, but now if you're going out into the Ocala National Forest and paying for a permit to take a tree down, obviously those areas are not maintained in that same way.
Right. Well, we give both of our dogs the tick medicine, flea and tick medicine, so we haven't had any problem. But I know people that live close by here that had trouble with ticks, and but if you treat them with the medication that they suggest, the vets that suggest, you're all free of any problem.
Right. Yeah, and it is a matter of just paying attention, of course. And if you're a lot of times your pet is the first knowledge that there is an issue, because they pick them up because they're the ones who go running through the bushes, chasing lizards and things like that, and so they're the ones who come back in the house with something, and you see it there. If whichever flea prevention you're using doesn't contain a tick preventative, or however, but that's usually a lot of times the way we find it. And then after that, making sure that you just take care of it right. If you're removing them, again, just like on a person, make sure you get that whole tick, because otherwise that's how you end up with a secondary infection.
Yes. Okay, well, thank you very much, and have many, many more birthdays.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, one year at Christmas, I remember I listened to the package, and I heard a bunch of ticks. And
you thought it was going to blow up?
I knew I was getting a wristwatch.
There you go.
You have another phone call.
Okay.
Good morning, you're on the air.
Good morning, everybody. Sonny calling.
Hey, Sonny.
Happy birthday, Carol Ann. Good thing for ticks and even fleas is the baking soda, and I put it in a little like a cheese dispenser. And you shake it on if you see them in the house, you shake it on the carpets or whatever, or on the floors. Tile floor, you go where the molding is, or where they, just put it down.
Right.
And then later on, you can always vacuum it up.
Sure.
And does works wonders, and it's not harmful to the pets. These never bothered my dogs.
Right, yeah. That's
we sent our dogs in for treatment and their checkup.
Right.
And they came back with fleas and ticks.
Oh
no.
That's crazy.
Because they let them run around their yard, and it was right by trees and everything, shrubbery. So that was about the best thing you can do, I think.
Right.
And, periodically we do that if we see any damn thing on the floor. Don't rolling around.
Right.
But, that baking soda, I think, works wonders.
I've never heard of baking soda as one to do, but that's an idea for if anybody has an issue like that to take care of. To at least try it. initially. It's always better to try something easy.
Dog was one of the best things you can put on, do for your dog, is give him a bath and Dawn.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Dawn dish soap is great as a dog shampoo, and it doesn't have any pesticides per se in it. Just
Right. But it sure does a number on any unwanted critters.
Sure does.
Anyway, have a great 4th of July, everybody, and
you too.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Stay dry.
Yeah, we're up against the break. Before we take the break, I want to recommend that if you love Carol Ann's show, then you will definitely love her Facebook page that she created called In the Garden. And you have to be a member to participate in it, but it's just a simple matter of going to the site on Facebook, In the Garden, and say, hey, can I be a member? Carol Ann will say yes, and as long as you don't try to sell sunglasses, which somebody tried to do on my site this morning, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. So then you're fine. And while we take the break, if you can look at your Facebook page, Kathy put something on there.
She's got some marigolds and some bug poop.
Yeah, so look at that, and when we come back, I want to hear what you say that is, because that's an interesting little story right there. Yeah. All right, we will take a break and be right back. The phone calls are always welcome. The number is 622-9622.
Howdy, folks. RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Ag Pro will get you equipped for anything with a John Deere 5045E utility tractor. At only $159 per month, you can add the perfect attachment to dig it, plow it, grade it, anything. Request a quote at agproco.com and get equipped for anything. Offer ends 4/30/18, subject to approved installment credit with John Deere Financial. 20% down payment required. Taxes, freight, setup, and delivery charges could increase monthly payment. See dealer for details.
Usually have intro music, but that happened. It happened.
Special.
All right, we're back with Carol Ann, and so you were looking at the photo.
I'm looking at the photo, and it's like, okay, yeah, Kathy, if you're on if anybody gets onto looks at the Facebook page, Kathy posted a picture of her marigolds, and on it is a orange-colored insect poop, otherwise known as frass.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, FRASS. And I'm just based on the size, the quantity, the dropping of it, I'm going with it. I can't remember if it's caterpillar or grasshopper. And that's pretty much your two options there. Just on the size and shape, even though I know that slugs and snails will also eat marigolds, but I'm not sure what their frass looks like.
How do you spell frass?
FRASS.
Two S's, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because it comes from
an insect.
Well, I'm thinking the origin of the word.
Oh.
From is the FR.
You're bad.
That was good, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Just that's just by the visual. Only because I can't remember. I may have to look up what snail poop looks like. Sometimes.
What kind of poop?
Snail.
Oh, snail.
Snail, SNAIL. But I'm saying right offhand, I'm saying it's grasshopper or caterpillar.
I put marigold frass to see if I could see that same thing.
Oh.
And I see plenty of marigold.
No, you got marigold. Yeah, you're not going to get, yeah.
But I put frass with it, so I don't see that.
No.
Should I put marigold poop?
No. Well, marigolds don't poop. So that's the problem. But it's not a big problem.
Wait a minute. Maybe I'll find it though. Let me get rid of the.
Excuse me. I would go.
Marigold poop. Let's see what happens. Oh, got plenty of marigolds again. Really? I don't see anything that looks like that. Wow, isn't that something?
Well, I'm just doing a quick look. Are they going to give me poop on the snail thing?
Boy, some weird things pop up on the internet, don't they, when you put words in there?
Oh, yeah. Put words in the internet. It's like putting words in somebody's mouth there.
I mean,
it's not going to be the snail. Oops. TERPILLAR. Caterpillar poop.
Caterpillar poop. Yeah, but
it's not the caterpillar.
Isn't the orange color?
The color will come from what they eat.
That's what I'm saying. So it could be, as long as they're eating a marigold.
It's apt to be, right, the different color. So just looking at the picture of, and yes, if you put in caterpillar poop, you're gonna come up with pictures, and it's going to have it. I mean, it will give you that idea to how to define it. So.
Oh, really?
So that you can identify it, and look. And now I'm going with the grasshopper, and give me a close up. And so far, I'm not getting close up on it. Well, I don't know if that's it or not.
Can I tell you about the garden at Rainbow Springs real quick?
Go ahead.
Okay. I may have told you this before, that we went to Rainbow Springs, and in the area that used to be the rodeo, 100 and...
Okay, gazillion years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
They had this community garden.
Okay.
And the idea that we were told was that they were going to have these like 10 foot by 10 foot little plots of land.
Right,
and volunteers could put whatever they wanted in each of those, and they were hoping for butterfly attracting flowers.
Sure.
Well, it must have been something everybody was gung-ho about for a while, and then the interest probably faded.
Right.
Because now when you go there, it looks like all just wild, but still labeled plants. So as you walk through the old what do you call it? Like the old rodeo grounds, I guess.
Okay.
You see all these plants, and it is kind of cool to see them. I guess they're all native.
They probably have just are now wildflower is what it was. Is that what people started, like Gaillardia or Coreopsis and things like that? Like you said, encourage butterflies will reseed themselves, as well as the plants surviving for considered perennials and things like that. So, if they did with those kind of things, they are either native plants or very Florida-friendly plants that'll take care of themselves and act as a butterfly garden on their own. And it's probably similar to some of the things that you see on the sides of the road. That those change throughout the year. You've got phlox that are in that early spring, and right now I think it's Coreopsis that are blooming down the, or Biddens even down the sides of the road, and some blanket flower, which is the Gaillardia. Of course, nowadays there's also named or patented or hybridized for different colors of those. But that those and you get that change of season. Sometimes you have all of them at once. And
by the way, is it against the law to pick wildflowers on the side of the road?
I think it actually is.
But is it because of the proximity to traffic, or is it because the flowers are protected?
Because the flowers, the plantings, not the flowers themselves, but I think the plantings are protected because they are offering food and nectar sources for native insects and things like that, and that those are purposefully planted. That's why it even says no mow. It's a no mow area, that they will not mow that off until sometime in the fall.
Oh, I thought they were done.
And that when they finish that off, they mow that when it has reseeded itself, they'll mow them all down. But I think to go out, because you figure if you go out, if everyone went out and picked a bouquet, those flowers would be gone in about a year or so. Totally just decimated.
Isn't it cute though when you see
they go out and take the pictures at Easter, with a little one, and they got a few flowers. The only problem with that is, like I said, you keep doing that, it's next thing you know, you have no plant. At the extension office, just as one example, we had a Confederate rose, which is a variety of mallow, which the flowers come out, it's a double bloom, come out white in the morning, changing to pink to red by the end of the day. The flowers only last one day. And we kept doing cuttings in order to make plants for plant sale, etc. We killed the plant. We killed it off because we kept taking the strength.
Happen, huh?
Somebody should have known that it was going to happen. Especially, I mean, you can do that like every couple years. You can take quite a few cuttings off of something, but if you do that every year, you really will sap the strength. And that's what happens when we over prune shrubberies and things like that. Is that we put plants the right plant in the wrong place. It might be a great plant for your landscape, but it's not a good plant up against the house where your windows are only 2 feet off the ground and you need to keep that underneath there. And this plant is mature size is 4 to 5 feet tall.
That's
You're going to kill it.
Unless you want to see the owl sitting outside your window.
Right.
Like wild. Remember that song? We do have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
This is Sonny again. Talking about picking the flowers, the wild flowers along the side of a road, etc. I remember certain areas in Queens, people used to go along and pick the dandelions.
Right.
And I think it was when they were first blooming or something. And besides using the green leaves for a salad, which I tried one time, I thought it was very good.
Yeah, it is.
But they also make a dandelion wine.
Yep.
I haven't even got a clue how that happens. Or how much
it takes a lot of dandelions. My mom made it. My mom made it one year.
Really?
we picked all the dandelions off the top of the dandelions in our yard.
Well, anyway, happy 4th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, but that's and it's funny because we don't think we do much, and even like you said, digging up those dandelions off the side of the road, you wouldn't think that it would be that big of a deal. Hey, I'm weeding that area, but no, those dandelion flowers are sometimes some of that first food for bees and butterflies.
On the ag report, she said the leaves were good to eat.
Oh, the leaves. The dandelion is the perfect plant. You can get a salad and 2 beverages.
I have never.
You have dandelion greens. They're a little more on the bitter side, for a green, but great added into another salad.
Really?
Or with other salad greens. The roots can be cleaned and roasted and then made into a coffee.
Wow.
Or a coffee type beverage.
Yeah.
And then the flowers on the top, when picked, can be made into dandelion wine. And so you got, it's the whole plant is edible except the stem. That stem has that milky sap, and you don't want that. But no, when I was a kid, we would sit there. sat on the yard. I remember stuffing jars with dandelion tops,
Really?
and so. Was fun. Was interesting. But the little things we do.
The weed that grows with all those little seeds that you blow and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's a dandelion.
That's a dandelion.
And the yellow topped is also a dandelion.
That's the seed. Poof, the flower, the poof. That's when that flower has finished its growth, went to its maturity, went to the seed.
Oh, it's the same plant.
And that's the same plant. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it's just the little helicopters that fly all over the place and reseed itself.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's the same plant.
Same plant. Of course, the dandelions here in Florida are not the same kind of dandelion as that's up north. They're a much larger flower up north than they are down here.
Do you ever remember putting a dandelion tattoo on your hand?
Oh, smush it on you? Yeah. Or you took the buttercups and you did it under, see if you like butter under your chin, and it would reflect the yellow on under your, all those fun things.
Hey, we're up against the end here.
Wow, we are.
Holy
Look at
mackerel. All right. So have a great 4th of July.
You too. Everybody be safe out there.
You anybody have any birthday cake you can bring into Carol Ann? We've got like a few seconds here.
Oh yeah, I'm on my way out the door, so I'll pick myself up a cupcake.
Oh no, somebody's got to give it to you. It's not right for you to buy your own birthday cake.
It's just the way life goes.
I gotta find your music here. It disappeared.
Find my music.
It disappeared. There it is. There it is. Spencer, right?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, Carol Ann. Thank you. Have a great 4th of July.
You too, and everybody else.
We will be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. President Trump's now ordering American flags to be flown at half-staff today in honor of the 5 people killed at the Capital Gazette newspaper in Annapolis, Maryland last week. The mayor there says the president had denied his request to do so. There have been memorials for the victims, including assistant managing editor Rob Hyacinth.
My brother was a person of phenomenal grace.
His brother's the writer Carl Hyacinth. A sheriff's deputy saves a girl chased up a tree by an alligator in Astor, Florida. Jordan Broderick's mom called 911.
My daughter's stuck in a freaking tree. There's gators surrounding her. We can't get her out. Please, she's 15.
The girl was hanging from a branch.
Deputy actually said the gator started coming towards him and hissing at him. So at that time, he went ahead and did what he had to do.
Lake County Sheriff's Department spokesman Matt Farner there. The gator shot, slunk back into the creek, later confirmed dead by a county biologist. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Ever wonder why Miller High Life is called the champagne of beers? Because it's a flavorful, easy-drinking beer with a perfect storm of tiny champagne-like bubbles. And it's been that way